This is TechVibe Radio, your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation economy. TechVibe is brought to you by Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savior at savior.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank studios. Good morning, everybody. This is Jonathan Kersting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. So glad to have you hanging out with me this morning on TechVibe Radio, where we bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation ecosystem. And we like to dive into the tech trends, the companies, and just the innovations that are shaping our region and beyond. And today we're talking about the future of connectivity with a company called Megaport. They are redefining how businesses connect to the cloud, to data centers and edge networks with speed, flexibility, and control. And I'm really excited to welcome our guest today, Dave Tomassoni. And he's here to break down how Megaport is making complex networking just simple, fast, and dare I say, somewhat scalable. So let's jump into the conversation. Dave, great to have you here today. Thanks for being part of the show.
Thanks for having me, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
Without a doubt, first and foremost, just real quick, give us a little bit about your background real fast and give us the elevator pitch, of course, for what Megaport's all about.
Sure. I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania. I'll be on the other side of the state with the Pocono Mountains. Went to Penn State, but my daughter goes to Pitt, so I have some ties to the Pittsburgh market. And I've been in the industry for a while, but most recently in the network as service space with two companies, employee number 23.
All right.
One company, and I've been with Megaport for a little bit over a year now.
Very cool.
When it comes to Megaport, think of us as a network as a service provider, where the software meets the front end and of a network, allowing customers to, as you said, scale, order, be flexible, and provision services real time across our platform. We're in 1,000 different loaded data centers across the world.
Really?
Those markets include APAC, Europe, and North America.
That's impressive. I love the fact that you have this global footprint. That to me is just so cool. Because it just shows the power that what you have is working, because it's working in multiple locations, right?
Yeah. So what our concept is pretty simple. Let's get into all these different data center operators. Some of those data center operators could be companies like Equinix or CoreSite, and there's many of them. And that's the beauty of our platform. We're not specific to one data center operator.
Okay.
And when we go inside a data center, we make sure we have diversity deployed as well. And you mentioned some of the hot topics, and top of mind for a lot of people would be AWS, which AWS had its outage yesterday. We help companies get to different cloud service providers, such as AWS, such as GCP, Azure, and Oracle. And we make it very easy because a lot of the cloud service providers today have their on-ramps globally strategically located across the globe. And we, within our APIs, allow customers to connect to those cloud service providers in literally a couple minutes.
That's amazing. I mean, it's funny because you say that and it sounds so simple, but I think of the complexity of the technology to make that happen. It's a pretty heavy lift, which I find just absolutely amazing. I'm really stoked for your company when you talk about like just how you plug in with the data centers. And we look at how in the past like couple of years, especially here in Pittsburgh, data centers have become like headline making stuff because everyone's realizing we need more of them. Pittsburgh's becoming a place where there's thoughts of building more of them. We have capacity and so forth. But the idea how the data center is really the hub of our everyday lives for business and everything else that we do. And the fact that you allow businesses to connect up and be into the data centers quickly and efficiently and scalably is pretty awesome. Like that's important stuff this day and age. It's like, it has to happen.
Yeah. And what's really pushing that as far as from the data center environment, and really a couple things. And it comes down to the power, the land, and the network infrastructure of the fiber. And the Pittsburgh market is very intriguing because most recently there was an AI summit a few weeks ago where the governor was in attendance and talked about how AI is going to really shape the future. But when it comes to data centers, that's what companies are really looking for when they're building the data center. The cost of power is one of the highest costs on a company's balance sheet for the data center operator perspective. So they want the power to be there. They want the land to be somewhat affordable. They want some good also tax incentives. And they also want the fiber infrastructure that allows companies to, from those data centers, get to your fingertips on those different types of applications that you might be using on a daily basis, but in your phone.
They're very demanding, and it seems like our region can meet many of those demands all at the same time, which creates a tremendous opportunity for us here. And we get really excited about that at the Tech Council. We're doing a ton around that because we do see the opportunity for our members, for the region itself, and so forth. And of course, it's a big opportunity for Megaport. That's more data centers. That's more areas where you're able to help customers connect into those data centers and so forth, which I think is just fantastic. Really, really fun stuff. So I'm trying to switch gears just a little bit, just so people can learn a little bit more about kind of how Megaport does what it does. And I think something I've seen on your website is talking about how there's one platform for every connection. And the idea that you do this, so you make it so simple to be able to do something that I think is obviously very much complex. Maybe kind of tell me, what does it mean in practice, and how does it simplify life for businesses that are juggling multiple clouds and data centers? And we see that everywhere. And so you guys can just streamline that.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, think of it as network as a service. There's different type of as a service type platforms, such as software as a service. It's software meeting the network on the front end, and we're automating those pain points for customers that used to be with legacy telcos take literally months or sometimes days or weeks or months to get something provisioned. With our platform, we've been in business for about 12 years. We're publicly traded on the Australian stock market. Mm-hmm. We have a new CEO that's come in recently, about 2 years ago, that came in from Cisco. And we have about 400 employees worldwide.
Wow.
All work remotely. And I mentioned 1,000 different data centers that we cover, but you also can connect to over 400 different service providers. So you talked about how we do that. So it's not just to the cloud and hyperscalers, but you can connect to different types of conferencing platforms.
I see. Okay.
Type companies. And that's across the globe in literally a few minutes. So our front end interface allows customers to register our portal. You would establish a port or interface. Typically those are 10, 100 or 400 gig. From there, you're just building connections. And we also like to think of it as you're taking your Legos and you're building as what you see fit based upon your needs or requirements. So that could be going, putting up a 100 gig connection between Pittsburgh and London, or Pittsburgh and Hong Kong within a couple of minutes. Or it can be also tying in a security stack on your network where you have multiple remote users across the world that need to get access to the cloud. And we could do a security stack solution called MVE to allow customers to use one source of resource from an edge perspective to reduce latency across the globe.
First off, your Lego reference there completely cemented this in my head. The idea that you can build these very powerful services that, before this whole concept of network as a service has become a thing that you guys specialize in, very complex to do, but being able to do that simply and build these powerful connections, I think is just a game changer. We're going to take a quick break and talk more about it. In case you just joined us, we are talking to Dave Tomassoni, and he is with Megaport. If you go to megaport.com, you can check them out. And of course, if you go to pghtech.org, you can check out all the ways that Tech Council loves helping your tech companies succeed. And this is Jonathan Kersting, having way too much fun hanging out with you on a Sunday morning, talking all things tech right here in Pittsburgh. We'll be right back after this quick break. The Pittsburgh Technology Council has been helping our region's tech companies succeed since 1983. The Pittsburgh Technology Council helps its members meet new customers, hire top talent, make headlines, and have a strong voice in government. From startup to multinational, the PTC helps tech companies and advanced manufacturers of all sizes. See how we can help your venture grow at pghtech.org. That's pghtech.org. A strong work culture is the invisible force that binds employees to each other, to the company, and to their work. It's linked to better business outcomes, happier employees, and increased retention. How we work and where we work continue to evolve in almost every way, yet our human need for connection and purpose remains. Help your employees connect and thrive by evolving your culture to support your team, regardless of how or where they work. So discover how the Kindling Culture Agency can transform your company's culture at sparkssomethingbig.com. That's the Kindling Culture Agency at sparkssomethingbig.com.
Compunetics is the leading developer of unified voice, video, and data collaboration and conferencing applications for the service provider, government, and unique workflow applications. The Summit Olympus and Evergreen platforms, driven by their encrypted user interfaces, enable powerful and secure collaboration. Combined with world-class support and innovative professional services, Compunetics delivers the right solution every time. Learn more at compunetics.com.
This is TechVibe Radio, your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation economy. TechVibe is brought to you by Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savior at savior.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank studios. Welcome back, everybody. So glad you're spending your Sunday morning with me, Jonathan Kersting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council. I love bringing you TechVibe Radio. I can't believe we've been doing this for like 18 years now, having so much fun. Time flies by fast. The segments fly by fast. Having such a fun time today talking to our guest, who is Dave Tomassoni from Megaport. Go to megaport.com. And in case you just joined us as well, we're talking about this whole idea as network as a service, which is like building connections as easy as building with Legos. And I love that Lego thing you just talked about, Dave, because I'm like, yeah, you can just snap things together real simple for a very complex technology.
Yeah, Legos are hot these days, aren't they?
I think they've been hot for like 50 years, man. I'm about that old, and I remember playing them quite as well. And also, I appreciate you calling in from the other side of the state. We love being able to connect to people wherever they are, and so glad you're able to join us today.
Yeah, not a problem. Like I said, I've been working remote for most of my career, but our global workforce is distributed across the world. So we encounter, all different types of time zone issues, but not a problem joining. Our workforces and myself are proudly and happy to be here.
Great stuff. So let's maybe jump into like a real world example as to how like a customer spins up Megaport to build a really cool connection that's doing something really important, high level stuff.
Yeah. So when it comes to network planning and everything, it typically would take a couple months in advance of planning that, whether it be 3 or 6 months out, to try to deliver and provision services for, say, like a one-time outing. I'll use the example for those of you who golf might be familiar with the Masters tournament that takes place every spring in Augusta, Georgia. Now, you could do it one of two ways. You could spin up an entire network and have that up and running for a full period of time, but you also would be paying for that. So what one company that we work with did, they came to us and said, well, we need a requirement very short term. We only need it for, say, 7 to 10 days, but we need to be burstable on demand, and we also need to be scalable. So they came to us and we said, sure, because with our solution it's month to month. It's very similar to the way AWS has built their cloud model, where a company can come to us and say, okay, I don't want this for 12 months. I just want to pay for it for 1 month, or depending upon their usage, they could pay on usage itself across that. So they came to us and they said, can you deliver the service? And the short answer was yes. And they spun up the service with us for 7 to 10 days. And then after the event was over, they simply just go into our portal and turn that down.
They put their Legos back in the box.
That's right. Exactly. And then they're on to their next Lego set and building something new. So
that is just such a game changer for business to be able to do something like that. I think about the old days where it's like, yeah, no, you need a year's contract to do this. Like, well, I don't need it for a year. I'm like, nope, with our stuff, You can do it for 7 to 10 days. That is flexibility to me at its finest.
It truly is. And that's what our platform is. It's a game changer. We've been growing pretty substantially. Network as a service is a little bit more of a newer. So we had people coming onto the platform that were the early adopters, but we're definitely beyond that. I would say as an offering, network as a service will continue to grow. We're projected to grow, double-digit growth over the next couple of years.
Okay.
And we'll continue to do so. So we're really excited about the opportunity in front of us when it comes to network as a service.
Well, tell me how Pittsburgh figures into your growth plans. I mean, last time I checked, with AI, Pittsburgh's got a lot going on with that. When it comes to data centers, we were just talking about that earlier in the segment, and we got a lot going on there. So obviously a lot of interest in Pittsburgh. How do we figure in?
Yeah. So when it comes to the state of Pennsylvania, it's been really top of mind for a lot of data center companies to putting their data centers here in the state, but also specifically Pittsburgh. Most recently, there's been a big push on robotics and AI. And one of the things we've recognized is from our platform, customers want to get to those type of AI type of applications. So what we've deployed is something called our AI marketplace. And the challenge there for many companies when they want to get to different types of non-hyperscalers, whether it be CoreWeave or DigitalOcean or other different types of, we'll call it AI type infrastructure, is that there isn't really a secure way to do so. And across our layer 2 offering, with our marketplace, a company can scale up and spin down on a secure network. And that's the key item there. What's going on here is going on in multiple markets. We're in probably, 3 or 4 key locations, but we plan on expanding over the next 6 to 12 months, probably 2 or 3 additional locations to give us entire and full coverage in the market itself.
Very cool. That's exciting. And another thing that has me very excited is this week, just a few days away, is Discovery Day. And you guys are going to be in town for this. Tell me about your presence there and what you're going to be doing. And people are going to be stopping by there, how they can kind of connect up and learn more about Megaport and your amazing set of Legos.
Yeah. So it's a good analogy because with robotics, right, everything's about building things.
Exactly.
And taking things down. But yeah, we'll have a presence. We'll be at booth 610 in the tech and AI section within the event itself. We have made an effort to become more involved in the Pittsburgh market. We're involved in the Pittsburgh Technology Council, as well as the Pittsburgh Robotics Network, and doing different events in and around the day itself. But yeah, we'll be there. So stop by our booth. It's booth 610 in the tech and AI section of the event itself.
Excellent. Tech Council is going to be there as well. We're very excited about it. It's just a great showcase for robotics, AI, just advanced tech in general, like at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. It's pretty amazing stuff. So you'll be making the trip across the state and hanging out in Pittsburgh for a few days, Dave. I'm excited about you for that.
Yeah, I'm going to get some restaurant recommendations.
Oh, we'll provide plenty of them for you. There's lots of great places to eat here in Pittsburgh. Got about a minute or so left. I'm just trying to figure out a great way. Anything we haven't covered today that I think people should know about Megaport? Just the fact that it seems like you are so flexible, so scalable, and can set up these networks like for 5 days, 7 days. Like, tell me just give me a little bit more that you think we should know about Megaport.
Yeah. So traditionally, we've been known more as a cloud connectivity and data center company, but like anything else, we're evolving as well. And we're taking our solution out more towards the edge. When you talk about AI, edge is also key because a lot of these applications, latency is key, meaning that the speed to get to someone, an end user, is vital. And that's all about location. So we recognize that as well. So AI, we're very bullish on our marketplace. We're very bullish on the solutions where we could work with different types of companies when it comes to the security stack. And that includes like firewalls or SD-WAN or routing type applications. So that's really growing for us. And I think as we continue to grow as a company, you'll see that become more pivotal when it comes to our overall earnings and revenue as a company going forward.
I love it. Go to megaport.com and check it out. Dave, can't thank you enough for hanging out with me this morning. I look forward. Hopefully I'll see you in town this week for the Discovery Day. And what a pleasure having you on the show today. It was an honor to geek out with you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
So much fun. Hey, everybody, thank you for spending your Sunday morning with me. It's an honor. I love giving you this front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation ecosystem. And if you want more Tech Vibe, just go wherever you get your podcasts. We literally have thousands of interviews just like this, so you can get your geek on anytime you want. In the meantime, go to pghtech.org and learn about all the ways the Tech Council can help your tech company succeed. Once again, Jonathan Kersting, and I look forward to seeing you on the air next week with great stories just like this.
Compunetics is the leading developer of unified voice, video, and data collaboration and conferencing applications for the service provider, government, and unique workflow applications. The Summit Olympus and Evergreen platforms, driven by their encrypted user interfaces, enable powerful and secure collaboration. Combined with world-class support and innovative professional services, Compunetics delivers the right solution every time. Learn more at compunetics.com.
Thanks for geeking out with us on TechVibe Radio. Tune in next Sunday for more tech and innovation stories right here from Pittsburgh. Get Tech Vibe wherever you get your podcasts and never miss a show. Tech Vibe is brought to you by Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling Agency at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savior at savior.com. And we're always coming at you right from the Huntington Bank studio.